if I were you, from Straight Jacket Fits. Now 8:44.
Leave him alone. You people are lucky he even talks to you bastards.
Who is she talking about? Well, this is the viral hit that's making its way around New Zealand at the moment. It was only uploaded yesterday. It's got a whole ton of views. Leave John Key alone.
A ton of views. Come on, 1,000 is not a ton. Well, it is if it's kilograms.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
Vaughn Davis, tgf.co.nz. Lovely to have you back in. Yeah, so this is obviously taking a riff, taking something from the meme that was Leave Britney Alone. This one here.
Publicly bash someone who's going through a hard time.
I think people might remember.
Leave Britney alone!
Crikey. People might remember that one from 2007. So it was not Leave Winona Ryder alone, as some people have thought.
Some people.
Leave Britney alone.
Oh, those people. Yeah, that was pretty funny. This is I've got no particular comment on the politics of the thing, but I think this is one of the better pieces of video content to come out of the election so far.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool. So
I think maybe one of the only pieces.
Yeah, one of the only pieces worth watching. So the backstory to this is, of course, this comes up from the whole teacup gate or cuppa gate or whatever you want to call it. And Ben Gracewood, who's a tech commentator, tweeted yesterday.
Yeah,
you got the tweet in front of you?
About 16 hours ago. He said, I've lost the tweet that was in front of me, but he basically said, "Can someone please make a Leave John Key video under a blanket running mascara?"
And pretty much that's what happened. I don't know who this is, but she's, as you're saying, you're not a fan of overacting in your household, so
not
perhaps
really.
it's a little bit overacted.
Yeah.
But it's very funny. Leave John Key alone. Worth a watch, and even money on it being on the 6 o'clock news tonight.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny stuff.
Okay, off to a campaign that you think is doing the biz at the moment, the pump.
Yeah, this is getting mixed reviews out there, but I'm a fan of it. It's an ad out of Saatchi's Auckland for a campaign, really, for pump water. I mean, water's boring, so your ads have got to be interesting, right? The best way to hook into this campaign is go to the Facebook page. So search, Pump NZ on Facebook, and you're met by the water guru who takes you through the properties of water, and it's good audacious stuff, a bit like the Hilux thing that came out of Saatchi's a month or 6 weeks ago. It's sort of unafraid and confident advertising. It's brands that don't care what people think, really, or acting like they don't care what people think.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it?
And it features a stereotypical 70s, Shaft style black dude in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Riffing on the properties of water. Do you want to play one down?
I'll play this one here.
The running one.
Remember, water is never still, so keep moving, or you may be confused as a lady of the night. Run, Bambi, run!
And it's like
pump and make like water.
There's like an element of risk in that as well.
Yeah, there is an element of risk. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that rolls out.
Okay, and pump.co.nz if you want to see that. Now off to something completely weird. Where's this? Turkey?
This is from Turkey, where I need to go to Turkey, because I thought that Turkey was a pretty sort of hardline Muslim country, or at least to an extent. But certainly in this ad, girls can do anything, and they can even be F-16 fighter pilots. This is an ad for a dishwasher, and it features F-16 fighter pilot woman going off to work and then being pursued by her sort of angelic 7-year-old daughter in a Transformers robot suit. For no good reason, for 2 minutes over the canyons and suspension bridges of beautiful Turkey.
This is big budget.
It's huge
Hollywood
budget
stuff.
It's big budget Hollywood stuff. It's 2 minutes long.
And first of all, that first scene, fair enough, in the kitchen. That's where a dishwasher should be.
Yeah.
But suddenly this dishwasher is transformed and it's flying across Turkey.
It is flying across Turkey.
To go and catch up with her mother, who's flying a jet aeroplane.
To give her mother the cup of coffee which she's forgotten. And then I think the scriptwriters hit a bit of a glitch. They thought, oh, hell, how are we going to hand her this cup of coffee through the canopy without, everyone dying, the canopy coming off, depressurizing and crashing?
Yeah.
They ignore that, and it just follows the aeroplane all the way to landing, and here's your coffee, Mum.
Okay.
And as the mother quite rightly says in Turkish, why is there a dishwasher
But
here?
also, her mum was at war it seems as well, because she was targeting something.
Oh, no,
on
no,
her radar,
I think
and
she
it
was-
looked like she was going to shoot something out of the air. Who
no,
was she going to shoot?
The dishwasher. The dishwasher. Yeah, so I'm scratching to remember a Fisher and Paykel dishwasher ad. So maybe Fisher and Paykel needs to buy one of those Skyhawks, which I see this morning sold for less than $1 million each, which would be a fraction of the production budget of
Yeah.
this.
Hey, they say
ad.
sold. How many times have they said sold
Oh
for
no,
those
these
airplanes
are like
before?
sold as scrap. Sold 8 of them, I think, for $8 million to a company in the States. Sold. So they've ripped out all the sensitive avionics, the stuff that the US government won't let you on sell, and they're being sold to a
Right,
in the
so
States. Don't know what they're going to do with them.
It still has to be approved by the some kind
State
of authority.
Department.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you rip all the sensitive stuff out, it's just an airframe.
Where does the sensitive stuff go?
I don't know.
Gets
It
that?
probably goes through the
Oh,
shredder.
that'll probably end up on Trade Me.
Yeah, it probably will. It probably will. Hey, speaking of fancy avionics,
Yeah.
you like that segue?
Yeah,
You know where I'm going?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
787.
Yes.
So clearly, every bit of PR wisdom would say that the worst thing in the world you can do is be rude about a brand if you want to get invited to go and look at their airplane. Last week,
Have you been listening to the show last
regular
week?
listeners will remember we were a bit grumpy that we weren't invited to go look at the 787, so we did a bit of a special on the pitfalls. Hard on the heels of that, Air New Zealand, bless them, sent me an invitation to come and have a look at the plane. It's really cool. It's made of carbon fibre. It's the sort of stuff that yacht keels and Subaru Impreza steering wheels are made of these days. It doesn't have that sort of reassuring metal clunk when you whack it. It sort of sounds like a, I don't know, Teflon frying pan or something.
Yeah.
But
Because
really
cars
interesting.
are made out of this stuff these days.
Yeah, or fancy cars.
Right.
My car's not made of that.
Okay.
Your car might be, Mr. Radio host.
Could be.
But it was all business up the front. The cockpit was obviously fully kitted out and ready to go, but down the back was just test equipment. And some really interesting test equipment.
You know what surprises me is that how small the cockpit is.
But that never changes. Why the cockpit
know.
is just scaled
But
around
you-
the two people who sit there and.
But it's called the Dreamliner, right? You expect
yeah.
it to be like the Starship Enterprise up front, right?
Oh, right, with a big command chair and
Yeah.
make it so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the pilot
No.
is not actually piloting it. He's got other people to do all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah, left it. Well, the old Hercules had that. The Hercules used to have a bunk sort of right at the back of the flight deck, up high with a headset jack. And as the captain, you could just sort of lie there on your headset and say left a bit, right a bit. It was great.
Yeah, because to me the cockpit doesn't feel all that much bigger than a small, very small,
But
ordinary
nor
aircraft.
should it. I mean, it's built around the
Yeah.
the ergonomics of the human. And interestingly, the cockpit is identical, pretty much, to the Boeing 777, which has been in service for some years now.
Yeah.
And that's deliberate. They did this with the 757 and the 767 20 years ago. So if you can fly one, you can fly the other.
Okay.
Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
So all the controls sort of working together.
What I want to know is that we were on a long haul flight, LA or something. Me and you, Vaughn,
Yeah.
heading off,
Me
perhaps
and
to
you,
Vegas,
Always.
Vegas times, something
And
along those
forever.
lines.
Yeah.
Something went wrong. The pilot collapsed. Co-pilot, he was incontinent or something. And would you be able to take over, sort it out?
Oh, I think most pilots of any sort would be able to take over and
Yep.
sort it out, especially if they had some radio contact with the ground. Flying the airplane is kind of the easy bit. Running the systems is the tricky bit.
Well, that's handy to know. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, and hey, if it all went terribly wrong, we could navigate the damn thing on our iPhones.
It's true. Just plug it in.
Well, no, you absolutely could
Over the Wi-Fi.
over the Wi-Fi.
Very cool. You can also actually see photos and see his adventure on the 787 up at the nbr.co.nz as well.
Yeah, just search out Dreamliner. For some reason, they ran
Yeah.
my photos.
And tgf.co.nz where you'll find this one as a video once more. Thanks very much, Vaughn.
Thanks.